Hi storytellers, my name is Drifter Thorn and welcome back to Dream Daddy. I woke up from a text from an unknown number. I think the last thing we did... we met Matt at the coffee shop. We met the orange beard guy at the playground. And then... Oh, Amanda didn't get accepted into the school she wanted. Is that the last thing? Or she was having a sleepover and we went to bed was the last thing? I don't know, something like that. Rise and shine, early birds still want to work out. This is Craig, by the way. Holy crap, I got a smiley face. Holy crap, it's 6 a.m.? Who does 6 a.m. anymore? Without realizing it, I drift back to sleep. Oh god, that was a bad sound. Whoops. Must have winked back out. I checked my phone again. Hey, buddy. Still wanna get your swell on? I'm ready to tear up the track. Hit me up. God, the last thing I want to do right now is work out, but it's Craig. I do want to catch up. Go back to sleep, go to the gym. We'll go to the gym. Get your lazy butt up, Beaver. Hey, man, I need a few minutes to wake up, but let's meet in 20. I hate that sound. After a few seconds, another text comes in. Sure thing, meet me at the gym. Wow, that was a really girly voice for this guy. I stretch and my bones crack. I gotta stop falling asleep on the couch. I throw off my blanket and... Hey, wait. I don't remember falling asleep with a blanket. Amanda must have tucked me in after I fell asleep. Ah, she's such a sweet child. Bless that child. I reluctantly brush my teeth, throw on the only clothes I own that are even kinda gym appropriate, and head out. The neighborhood is quiet and serene this early in the morning. Birds chirp and the grass is still wet with dew. Surprisingly, the gym is pretty crowded. I spot Craig standing out front, stretching. Of course, he spots me and waves ecstatically. Oh. Hey, bro, good morning. Hey, good to see you, man. I'm definitely not as puffed up as he is. Maybe I should have had some coffee before I left. Or soda. Soda's even better. You ready to kick some butt? Gotta stay posed, dude? With your help, I am. Help. This is it. This is how I die. Oh, whoops. I should have been really hyper because it's his thing. It'll be alright, dude. We'll ease you into it. Hey! We need to head to the gym. We headed into the gym and I immediately intimidated. All these people look like they could break me in half. And it seems like Craig is friends with all of them. That's the thing I hate about going to the gym. You go in there, it's like, I am so out of place. He had fives and finger guns, all the cool jocks in the room. They all look like they could and would steal my lunch money to spend on protein shakes. Come on, dude. Let's warm up. We head over to the treadmill and start walking. Okay, I can walk. Walking is good. This is a decent place to be, walking. So, I know we're on treadmills. Oh. Yes. And those over there are ellipticals? Mm-hmm. Very good. What is all this other stuff? Craig laughs. Bro. They might look a little scary. Okay, I've given up on voices. I give up. They might look a little scary, but I guarantee that all of them serve a... Oh, God, Rose, would you friggin' talk right? Specific purpose for building muscle mass. I watch as a dude in a muscle T flexes a muscle I didn't know exists on a machine I think was once used to process grain into flour. Wow. What is that? Why is that guy doing that to himself? That's a good question to bro. What do you think he's doing? Training to crush people's skulls with his thighs, using medieval torture device, pray to some sort of pain god. I'm gonna go with the skull crusher. He's trying to make his thighs so strong that he can crush people's skulls with them. All I'm getting is God, what's it called? I can't think of the video game. Yep, that's pretty much the only reason I work out. Alright, I am now very afraid of this guy. What the heck was that? Okay, so we got black stuff when you get stuff wrong. We got hearts, which I thought was good, and some type of food? What? Oh no, Craig is starting up the speed. I'd better do the same. How long have you been doing this buff thing?
Nice.
Couple years. And what do you do when you're not dadding or working or buffing? Oh, I teach my twins softball team. That still count as both dadding and buffing.
Nice.
I keep busy. What do you do for fun? I love learning. I try living my life as close to Jimmy Buffett's song as possible. I check out my hot bod. I love learning, which is true. I try to educate myself about the world around me. I'm like a sponge for knowledge, soaking up all that. Ooh, my fingers itch. All that international content, you know, history, the paranormal, wired and survival aliens, mostly those things. So you watch the History Channel too, huh? Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I do. Is that good? I'm just gonna take that as a good sign. We're jogging now. Oh god, we're jogging now. I look over to Craig, who hasn't even broken a sweat. How is he doing this so effortlessly? I'm dying. I can feel my life force journeying through every of my body. What is that word? Don't know. Hey, remember when my fish died in college? No, I don't like this story. Oh god, is he really bumping up the speed again? I guess I better do it too. Oh, this is fast. This is very, very fast.
Oh.
And we were at that party, and you vowed to make me feel better. You tell me to create a distraction, so of course I do a side keg stand and get everyone cheering. And then I try to steal a fish from the fish tank at the party with my bare hands, like an idiot.
Hey!
And then you drop the fish and it's flopping around and you panic, so you run up to me, post-keg stand with a dying, dirty fish in your hands that you scooped off the ground, and you're yelling at me that we have to leave.
Bro!
So we're running out of that frat party with a fish and trying to give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and we get him home and get him into the pool of water, but the progress was grim. And the next day, he's alive and well.
Bro.
Never did catch that great fish thieves of Grandar you. And they never will. I shot the edge of my ammo. Oh, Jesus, that hurts. Dude, bro, are you okay? Craig offers me a hand and looks me over for energies. I'm fantastic. I managed to stand up and rub my back. Doesn't hurt now, but I'm sure it will later.
I don't know.
You don't have to push yourself like that. Always know your limits. Very good. That is very good to know. Always know your limits. Like, don't, like, when me and my brother work out, I have to constantly remind myself not to do what he's doing, because he does way more weights than I do, so I have to remind myself not to compete with him, because it's very bad. You can really hurt yourself doing that. Well, I think I might call our gym adventure here. You sure? Yeah. Alright, well, here. I bought you this. Craig hands me a shaker bottle full of thick green liquid. I stare at it with as much apparent distaste. It's a protein shake, bro. Oh, thank you. He wants me to drink it. Oh boy, here goes. I take a small sip. It's actually decent. Wow, this is really good. Yeah, good for you. It's my special recipe. I'm pretty proud of it.
Hey.
Why is this the voice I have given Craig? Let me know if you want to walk out again. Maybe we can try running around the neighborhood if treadmills aren't your speed. No pun intended, bro. I don't like running on treadmills. I walk the treadmills. I hate running on them. There's just something about it, like, it freaks me out. I don't know what it is. Good one. Well, I'm gonna go put some ice on this everything. I'll see you around. Or that's supposed to be a question. I'll see you around. I leave the gym feeling ashamed. Greg used to order delivery from the pizza place across the street from our dorm, and now he can run circles around me. Literally, man, I really gotta work out this dad bod. You got an amazing dad bod. I get home and lay down on the couch. It hurts to move. Oh god, I'm so old. Oh no, I must have fallen asleep. What time is it? Shoot, it's 3:55. I'm supposed to be at Amanda's school in 5 minutes. I quickly put on some clean clothes, apply a generous amount of deodorant, and run out the door. Oh, that's not good, dude. Dad tip 57. If life gives you something, 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 you do something, something with it. I arrive at Amanda's school and check into the front desk. They give me a bright orange visitor sticker and send me on my way. I'm barely awake and feeling pretty haggard. Haggard? Okay, that's a Harry Potter character, but okay. And hopefully no one will notice. I check my watch, and I'm relieved to see I'm only 2 minutes late. Wait, was it room 103 or 108? I spotted you standing at his locker and approaching for help. Ah, first a mistake. You never approach a student. At all. Excuse me, do you know where Mr. Vega's classroom is? He turns around and looks me up and down with his heavy eyeliner. Heavy-lined eyes. Come on, kid. I'm late for a meeting. Mr. who? Mr. Vega. I don't know. Have you tried the exit? Okay, wise guy. Are you gonna help me or not? Seriously, if that's the guy you're going up to, not gonna help. So, fine. Up those stairs and to the left. Can't miss them. I head up the stairs and walk around, unable to find Mr. Vega's class anywhere. After a couple minutes of searching, I head back downstairs. That punk you sent me on a wild goose chase. I get back to where that low-rent General Way is standing, fully ready to give him a piece of my mind when suddenly a head pops out of the classroom next to his locker. Lucan? I'm just gonna say Luke. Oh no, what voice do I need? There's only so many voices I can do and I can't stick with them anyway, so what does it matter? Oh, Lucan. Luke? I'm just gonna call you Luke, dude. I don't know if I'm saying your name right or not. Luke, don't you have a third period to go get to? Sorry. Fine, Mr. Vega. Wow. Now I'm officially 10 minutes late. I glare at him as he walks away. We're not cool. I love the name that gave that character. You must be Beaver. This period's almost over. Would you mind waiting in the back? Oh no, not the back. Not the back. Mr. Vega leads me in and I take a seat on one of the comically small students' desks in the back. I might get stuck in this. Those desks are really small. I don't understand. Like, high schoolers are pretty much adults and you get these little tiny chairs. It's like, oh, I don't fit in this. Alright, where were we? Now, who can tell me about the unreliable of the narrator and J.D. Sterling's Catcher in the Rye? Yes, Colin? Colin stands up and does the thing where he blows into the crook of his elbow to make a fart noise. The whole class erupts into laughter. Wow, okay, I just said you guys were almost adults, and this is... oh, how mature, guys. This is why I didn't get along with anyone in high school, because they were all, like, so childish, and I'm like, really? This is what you find funny, like... ugh. Oh, alright, everyone. Very funny, Colin. Please sit down. Now, Holland Cloverfield. That is not right in any of those situations, but is an unreliable narrator in the sense that the bell for the end of the period rings. All of the students immediately get up and make a break for the door.
Sweet Manchego!
Sweet Manchego? What? Remember to do the reading and answer the response questions on page 194 in your textbook. Nobody's listening.
Oh.
Or not, I guess. Mr. Vega turns to me and sighs. Oh, it's middle schoolers. Okay, then that fart noise completely appropriate for that age. Middle schoolers, right? Don't you teach high schoolers? Both, you know, budget cuts. Right. Thanks so much for coming in. No problem, Mr. Vega. Please call me Hugo. Hugo? Yeah, roll with it. I don't normally do these impromptu parent-teacher meetings, but as I'm sure you know, Amanda's a very bright student and I'm concerned about her recent behavior. What's going on? Amanda has never been the most engaged student, but I know she cares. Recently, though, she's been falling behind. She's not completing assignments, has been doing rather poorly on tests. I normally chalk this up to seniorities, but this is strange. I thought Amanda always shared everything with me. It hasn't even crossed my mind that something might be wrong. I just want to ask, is everything okay at home? We just moved, she's fine, she has a tendency to bottle things up. See, this thing, I get he's the teacher. Okay, so first off, I've never had a teacher do this. Like, no teacher gave a crap about me in school, okay? No one did. They knew I had dyslexia and that I was the quiet student in the back. I was invisible to the teacher. So I had no teacher be as concerned when crap was happening. Like, I was bullied a lot in school. And I do mean, like, a lot. And when I told my teacher about it, they did not care. I told a couple different teachers because, like, pretty much from the start of school all the way up to high school, I was bullied. Like, it says is from kindergarten up to high school, I was bullied until 11th grade when I switched to online schooling. So I told a couple of different teachers throughout that long period, and no teachers gave a crap because I was the quiet kid. So the fact that this is giving me a choice or to like the teacher cares is really odd to me. We just moved because that's not a secret, so that's not betraying her trust because that's not really like that personal of a thing, I guess. Well, we just moved recently, but it was only to the other side of town, and Amanda was never more excited about it than I was. See, if you could talk to her about it. I know she values you a great deal and would appreciate your guidance. If she keeps heading down this road,
I don't know.
I know how important our school is to her, and I would hate to see her miss out on the scholarship money that she clearly deserves. I'll make sure to talk to Amanda. Thanks for letting me know, Hugo. Anytime. On my way out, I stopped, thinking for a moment, and turned to Hugo. Hey, Hugo?
Oh.
Yes? Ever catch that right? Yes. Why did, oh, was that because I said I love learning in the last one? Was that what it was? Because I wanted to know. By the way, I have no clue what book they were talking about. I have no clue what that was. I leave the classroom and make my way out of the school. Still a little bit shocked that Amanda was able to hide this so well from me. She always been such a force for positivity in my life, especially after we lost her father. Amanda must be done with classes for the day by now. I'm sure she would appreciate a ride home, and maybe I can talk to her about what's going on. I pull up to the carpool, and Amanda hops in the passenger seat. So, did you have fun gossiping about me? Mr. Vega and I actually just gossip about our celebrity crosses. So you talked about Mario Bentley the whole time? It's a very protective meaning. I'm pretty hungry. Can we grab some dinner? Sure thing. We can make something at home. Let's go to the food mall, Clark. Yes, please. Any chance I can eat out, I am so there. Does that sound good to you? Yeah, sure. Why the mall? Jeez, can't a dad take his daughter to the mall? Only if you want to see a movie. Will you buy me things? That would totally be my response. Will you buy me something? Because, like, if my dad's like, hey, you want to run these errands? I'm like, will you get me a soda? That's always my first response. I will buy you a thing. Singular. Sounds like a deal to me. We drive in silence for a short while. Amanda plays a game on her phone. I should say something. You know, sometimes when a kid gets older, they find that they have to keep things hidden from their parents. And that's okay, because sometimes that's what kids do. And that's okay, but it's also sometimes it's good to have parents' perspective, because, you know, maybe the parents also have dealt with similar situations. And maybe they're a little cooler than you give them credit for. Anyway, I'm trying to say is that it's good to share. Love you. Have you been reading my tweets? You have a Twitter? What? No, of course not. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, sweetie, Mr. Vega said you haven't been participating in class and that you're not turning things in. Oh, I'm fine, Pops. Sinners and all. That's not that word, but I thought you liked Mr. Vega's class. It's fine. He's fine. We pull up to the stoplight and I eye Amanda. She's still texting. I want to know that you can talk to me about anything.
Aww.
Uh-huh. I can tell that whatever it is, she doesn't want me to know about it. That's frustrating. I heard Emma R's going to that fancy art school in California. That's exciting. She didn't get into her school. Why would she be... I mean, like, Emma R's her friend, but, like, why would you bring that up? Like, just say. Yep. Are you bummed that you guys aren't going to the same school? Yep.
Huh?
Amanda keeps texting. She shuffles a laugh. What's so funny? It's I don't think you get it. Okay. Who you texted?
Ah.
Nor? So many names. Oh, there's so many words I don't know. I like text games, but... See? If I'm reading it to myself, I can just make it whatever bullcrap word I want. But because I'm recording it, I want to get the right word, so I can't just make up bullcrap words. Is that North? Nath? No. Noah. Is it Noah? Oh, Noah. Who's Noah? My friend? Does he go to your school? Yep. Do you like Noah?
Hey.
What? No! Dad! Ugh. I can't believe you would...
Ugh.
Dad. I mean, jeez. Why would you? I do believe you protest too much. Ugh. Gross. Sorry, just asking. Dad, he's just my friend. Guys and girls can be friends. He's my friend. Okay. Jeez. This is going well. Well, good talk. Love you, kiddo. She leans forward and turns up the radio. Guess that conversation is over. To the mall, then. It's okay if you don't come in first. Just make sure... What is the point of those tips if I can't read them? What is the point of it? We arrive at the mall, a big indoor shopping center with a couple of different floors. It's kind of dead, but that doesn't stop a mall security guard from yelling at a group of lowering teens. Yeah, our mall's dead. Let's eat something disgusting for dinner.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Language missing.
Huh?
Okay, see, now your response should have been English. Okay, that's the correct response to that. Heck yeah! Better. We approach the food court and evaluate our options. There's a greasy restaurant after greasy restaurant. My heart burns just looking at the menus. Nobody looks happy to be here. What are you in the mood for? Bread dip and sugar? Bread with cheese on it? Or do you just want me to inject some fat directly into your bloodstream? I extend my hand towards her. Would you do the honor of sharing some nachos?
Huh.
She takes my hand with a grin. It would make me the happiest, cheeriest girl alive. Cheesiest. That was the word. We order a giant pile of chips and unnaturally orange cheese from a very unethical and possibly stoned teenager. We take a seat at a rickery table and dig in. These are bad. These are very bad. But also strangely delicious. It's so bad that it's good. I have actually had food like that where it's like so bad it's actually good. We have to eat through the pain. We enjoy the fluorescent cheesy goodness together until we're all out of nachos. So, something's been bothering me for a while. Can you explain memes? Oh, yes, somebody please explain memes to me. Sigh, which meme? All the memes. Amanda sighs deeply and places her head in her hands. Dad, it's complicated. See, memes are inside jokes shared by a bunch of people that get less funny the more people do it. So the problem is that by the time a meme gets to you, Dad, all of us youth have already done the joke to death. And what's worse is that the movies and TVs and video games will try to jump in on the meme train. But just based on how long it takes you to make them, the meme will long be dead by the time it comes out. So it states and it isn't funny. Oh, shit. What up? Dad, please. Anyway, changing the subject. Where to now? Wanna go to that goth store?
Hmm.
What? You know, The one that's all black and tries to establish itself as an anti-establishment despite being an exact representative of the establishment? I don't know what story you're talking about. You know, the one where you buy the chain wallets and it's basically an assault on what people fought so hard against in the punk and hardcore movements of the 70s and 80s? Dude, you gotta be more specific. The one you threw up in that one time. Oh, that one!
Hey!
Amanda runs into the store, with me trailing behind her. She makes a beeline for the back.
Alright!
There it is! You can still see the outline, kinda. I'm so proud. Are you talking about the spot that you threw up on? Speech! Amanda. Speech! 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 Alright! I'll do it if you stop chanting! Amanda stops immediately. I clear my throat. Thank you all for joining us here today to commemorate a historical movement that would forever shape history. On a day very much like today, some 5 years ago, our very own Amanda and Butt. I forgot I did the last name Butt. I had too much blue raspberry slushy on an outing to the mall. After begging her father to take her to Dead, Goth, and Beyond to buy rainbow suspenders, she proceeded to throw up all over the display of My Chemical Romance merchandise. Her loving father then had to pay for said merchandise, which to this day remains among our possessions. Thank you. Amanda's moved. She begins clapping, slowly at first and faster, more vigorously. Several other praisers turn their heads. One of them also starts clapping. I bow my head. Oh yeah, chain wallets! Oh my god, that's a Mickey Mouse voice. That's horrible. Well, Amanda buries herself inside a band t-shirts. I try to find something of interest to me. Not much for a dad to look at in Dead, Goth, and Beyond. Pursue the band t-shirts, look at mugs, check the clearance bin for hot deals. I do like me some t-shirts. Don't really use mugs. I always do like a good deal. There's a big cardboard box of marked down items. I'm pretty sure $4 for purple eyeliner is a good deal. I think. I wonder if I could look good in purple eyeliner. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes, I would. That's my man. That's my beaver. Look, this is very important to me. I overhear a ooh la la. Nice cape, dude. I overhear a scuffled argument over the cash register. An older gentleman is carrying a garment and showing it to a bored-looking cashier with pink hair. I can see that. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I just work here.
Oh my.
Listen, when I really wish I had better voices for these guys because they're so cool characters. Listen, when I bought this online, the website said this blouse was Victoria-inspired. However, when I received it, it's clearly held the treatment of Edward Designage. Do you want a coupon? I could give you a coupon. Will you leave if I give you a coupon? Is there a manager present? People have to know what they're buying. I am the manager. I see. Well, it would seem I have outstayed my welcome. Good day, shopkeeper. Your superiors will receive a strongly worded letter by post. Whatever, dude. Man wheels around and storms out. His oh shit. Son of a bitch. Oh my god. Okay. Everything's cool. I did not just slam a controller into my glass my glass PC stand. That's totally not what I just did. The man wheels around and storms out. His literal coattails trailing behind him. I couldn't tell if they were Victoria-inspired or Edward in nature. Man throws out to me with a t-shirt in hand. Oh boy, here he comes. Hey, Dad, Tron 5000? Yes, I will buy it for you. Wow, that was easy, thanks. At least it's only one this time. Amanda pops the t-shirt onto the counter and grins at the cashier. I love your hair. The cashier says nothing and rings Amanda up. radiating hatred. I hand her a 20. So, what was that guy's deal? The cashier rolls her eyes so hard I'm worried she'll pull something. That's Damon? He's in here all the time. He's obsessed with Victorian fashion or whatever. She hands Amanda her bag and it's clear the conversation is over. We make our way out the door and head home to get some rest. Amanda and I sit on the couch trying to find something to watch over bowls of ice cream. Oh, cool! Long haul paranormal ice. Wow, Ice Road Ghost Trackers is on. Your favorite show, right? Oh, hell yes! They are to make it over the Canada. Why are there so many words I can't say? God dang it! Canada terrain before the ice road melts, but also they're hunting ghosts. Also, the trucks are haunted. Oh my god. This episode I've already seen, but it's one of the best. Call and Fly, Dogbone, the twin brother truckers driving, and ghost haunting duo find themselves in the greatest peril yet. Oh no, they're ghosts! I've got control of the truck! I can't steer on them there by damn ice roads. Let me use this EVP manner to try and communicate with the spirits. Fly! We're about to die! I almost got it. If you listen carefully, it sounds like it's saying, you're going to die. That's because we are about to die, you! This is art. Hola, Daddy. Love ya. Yeah, if he wants to. The episode ends and Amanda excuses herself to go and start an arguments on the internet. I stay up a little longer, curious about the exploits of Call and Fly Dogbone after their disastrous ice road accident. Afterwards, I crawl into bed and get a good night's sleep. Wait, first is the worst, second is bad, third is the one with the hairiest chest. Morning, sleepyhead! 5 more minutes. You have never, ever let me have 5 more minutes, so get up. Fine. We have cereal for breakfast and spend the morning putting together furniture. Man is much better at interpreting the tiny manuals. We're able to put together a few shelves, one desk, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a bookcase. How do you make a desk out of a bookcase? So, we excited for the cookout today? Decided to beef up my grilling skills. If there's food, I'm excited. See, I don't like parties because there's people. But... I'll see this as a learning opportunity. If I can sneak some hot grilled tips, I think we consider it a success. Do you want to meet some people in the neighborhood? I'll probably end up standing comfortably in the corner with a plate of food and hoping that no one talks to me. That is totally me. Dad, you're a beautiful work in progress. We'll get that butterfly to emerge from the cocoon. The social butterfly. See, my problem was I was a butterfly, got bullied, turned into a loner that likes to stand by herself in the corner with some food and music. I carry my headphones around. I have these white headphones. You'll see when I actually start using my mic. They're cheap, like, from Walmart. They're the ones that you just grab off the stand. They're like $5. I always have those in my pocket when I leave the house. I grab my wallet, my phone, and then my headphones. And so if there's, like, at any moment, I'll just pop them in, you know. Even if I'm supposed to go to, like, a social thing, my headphones will normally be in. Like, I guess that's... Well, we better get ready. Definitely don't want to be late. What? No! We have to be fashionably late. Who shows up at a cocktail on time? You know what? We're going early, just because you said that. I head out the door and Amanda reluctantly follows. We walk across the steps to Joseph's house with a store-bought veggie plate. I'm a terrible cook if that doesn't involve a grill. I suppose we're not as early as we thought we were. Joseph's backyard is already packed with people, and the smell of hot dog waffles through the air. Small children run through the sprinklers, and adults chat in small clusters. I set our veggie plate down on the table next to two other veggie plates. Hey, there's Joseph. I wave to get his attention. The moment he sees us, he jogs over, arms open wide. Oh, crap. Did I get this guy a voice? I mean, I've tried to get them all voices, but, I think I gave him and, you know what? I don't remember. I sure the heck hope you guys don't watch this for the voices, because they ain't sticking. Welcome. I'm so glad you two are here. And you brought veggies. Let me introduce you to my family. Kids, come over here. This is Chris, my eldest. Hi. This is Christian and Christy. They're twins. Wow, real original there with the names there, Josh.
What?
They stare creepily and say nothing. Okay, I'm uncomfortable with them. And they, thank you. Bye-bye. And then, of course, there's our youngest, Crash. Wait, where's Krish? Krish? Maybe Mary put him in his crib. Oh, and how could I forget my love? Why are you the only one that has nice eyes? All these other ones, they have evil eyes. Look at those eyes. And how could I forget my lovely wife, Mary?
Hey.
Josh pecks her on the cheek. She smiles. Ah, Mary, sweetheart, did you put Chris to bed? I'll have to... There's too many people for me to do voices, okay? I'm reusing... It's really funny, I'm horrible at going voices, so... I'll have to go look after him. What? You'll have to...
Okay.
Josh takes a moment and regains his composure. Mary, this is our new neighbor, Bear, and his daughter, Amanda. I'll shake your hand, but I have a glass of wine that needs attended to. I love her. Do you? Do you really? Nice to meet you, Mary. Charmed. Well, I have to go over there now. My wife has a wonderful sense of humor, but please, you two, enjoy the barbecue. All the guys are all excited to meet you. Here, let me introduce you around. This is Robert. He lives just across the way. Oh, that was the guy we met in the coffee... Well, we didn't meet him, but we stared at him in a coffee shop. A haggard man nursing a glass of whiskey eyes me up and down. Hey. Hey, I'm Beaver. It's nice to meet you. He takes a long swig of his drink. Charmed.
Yeah.
Beaver and his daughter just moved in next door. Cool. If you ever need recognition on where to put a drink in this town, Rob's your man. I told you not to call me Rob.
More McDonald's.
Oh, McDonald's. Right, got it. Robert murmurs away without saying goodbye.
Yeah.
He's not really a people person. Gee, you think? Wow, I think I've actually met everybody else. Great, I bet you're excited to get to know everyone better. Hope you both enjoy yourselves. Amanda and I mill around and try some food. Spread out on the table, I pick some deviled eggs. Amanda grabs a small paper plate and Lily begins piling it with baked goods. I don't want to have to make friends. Come on, Dad. Who are you gonna party with when I'm off to school? But I don't want to have to do pleasantries. Dad. They're gonna go talk about weather.
Dad.
Go do it. Make a friend. But how could I possibly abandon my only child at a social function? That's bad parenting. This plate of cookies is my new dad. Bye. Amanda shoves me in the center of the yard. Well, here goes nothing. I look around the party and I'm surprised to see some familiar faces. Isn't that barista from Coffee Spoon? What a cool guy. And mysterious. Didn't that guy throw a frisbee at my head? Isn't that the guy who was throwing a fit in Dead Gotham Beyond? Is that Amanda's teacher? Hey, I don't crack. Jesus Christ. But wait a sec, all these people live at our cul-de-sac? That can't be right. I better investigate. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk to Brian. I didn't like him. I could talk to Matt, Hugo, and Craig. Or I could talk to Josh and Demon. Burger time. Can I just go straight to burger time? I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't wanna. See, is this my thing? Can I go and talk to all of them? Or do I literally have to pick just one group? You're next to Burger Time, so I'm gonna click you. I spot Josh chatting with a guy from Dead Gotham Beyond by the grill. I wonder what they're talking about. I walk over to them. So, I'm curious. Can you walk me through why you had your house painted black? Where do I even start? The house stays warmer in the winter. It provides an aesthetic contrast to the rest of the neighborhood, and it complements the crimson interior perfectly. It's definitely an interesting choice. Thank you. I'm very proud of my abode. Beaver, I don't know what voice to give this guy. They pretty much all of them have the same voice now. Beaver, I was just having a conversation with Demon here about his aesthetic design choice decisions. Am I calling him Demon? Damon regards me up and down with a warm but critical eye. How do you do? I don't believe we had the pleasure. I think I saw you in Dead Gotham Beyond the other day. Damon's face turns bright red. I must apologize for my behavior on that day. You see, I took the goth lifestyle very seriously, and to be caught in a ruse by such a corporation as Dead Gotham Beyond was profoundly frustrating indeed. I hope you know that while my anger may have been justified, it was no such way for a gentleman to act. It's okay, man. Do tell me about yourself. Are you new to the area? Yes! My daughter and I have just moved in the other day. She was the one I took to Dead Gotham Beyond. Very good taste on her part. Does she partake in the goth lifestyle? I think for a sec, I look over to Amanda, who's hanging on some of the older kids in the neighborhood. Hey, Amanda, would you consider yourself goth? Amanda yells back. I wouldn't necessarily try to fall under any one specific label, but I guess if I had to choose, I would morally describe myself as twee hipster with some necromancer learning. Bats are cool though. Pity.
Huh?
Are you enjoying the party so far? Oh, definitely. Thanks so much for putting this on. It's nice to be in a cul-de-sac where everyone is so friendly and welcoming.
Yeah.
Amanda walks up to the conversation. I also like the last boys a lot. Really good movie. Does that count as goth? It would, my dear. I do believe we had the pleasure of meeting. Demon Blood March at your service. I have such a hard, because I want to just say Demon. I have such a hard time saying his name. Damon, finishing the sentence with a flourish and a bow, produces a single rose and offers it to Amanda. Amanda blushes and returns the gestures with a curtsy. My, do you know how to treat a lady?
Whoa.
Hello, Amanda. Suddenly, out of noise, seemingly out of nowhere, Josh's twin kids appear. Are they speaking in unison? Probably. I heard a lot of, like, that is a very common thing a twin, like, is portrayed as, like, in the movies and, like, even in books. Hey, won't you come play with us? Come play with us forever.
Yeah.
Guys, enough with the creepy twins. Dick, we've talked about this. Chris and Chris slowly back away. Where do you think they got that from? Mary pops into the conversation, wine in hand. I don't know. Mary takes a long sip of water. Of wine. I think it might have tippled over and Viggy tells VHS with the Shining? Who knows? She takes another sip of her wine. Where's Chris?
Give it a rest, buddy. Ugh.
Wasn't he with you? Yeah, give it a rest, buddy. Jeez, I'm not his, like, mom or anything. You had him a minute ago. He's probably stuffing dirt in his mouth. He'll be alright. Toddlers are pretty resilient. Wow. Okay, lady, you're not a good mom. Mary tips the glass to me. Ain't my first time to the rodeo. It's my fourth. I've squeezed out 4 little. Sweetheart, would you do me a favor and please find Chris? It would be great.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah.
Mary.
Hey.
Okay, jeez. Mary finishes her wine and wanders off. Dad, can we go now? Luke. Oh, that's... Okay, wrong voice. Luke. Have I introduced you to Beaver yet? Hey, it's that punk from Amanda's school. I remember you. Whatever. That's no way for young man to speak to his elders. Be polite. Luke bows. Whatever, sir. Luke bows again. Mr. Chris, may I have a veggie burger, sir? Coming right up, bud. Are you a vegetarian? Yep. Make that 2 veggie burgers. Did you know some people in the Victorian era were vegetarians? They describe carnivorous type people as bloodlappers. Dad. That's really interesting, Damon. Josh turns to the grill. Just a hint of a tattoo peeks out from underneath his sleeve. I can't believe I didn't notice it before. It looks like the bottom of an anchor. Whoa, was that Tat?
Whoa.
Yep, wasn't always a youth pastor, you know. Oh, I forgot he was a pastor. That's so cool! Wanna see mine?
Ah!
That was loud. What? Luke pulls back some rubber bands, revealing a lopsided 66 in black ink. Oh, you can actually see it. You can actually see it right here. It's 666. My buddy gave me a stick and a poke tattoo last week. I think it's healing up pretty good. Luke!
Oh no.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What's the significance of the tattoo? I don't know. Just thought it looked sick.
Oh.
Well, in my opinion, the only reason you need to get a tattoo is because you want one. Careful though, the number carries weight. Man, Josh is way cooler than youth pastor than I thought. I just figured youth pastors popped out of the womb with a Bible. I wonder what he did before preaching. Talk to Robert and Ben, talk to Maddie, Hugo, and Craig. I'm just gonna keep on going up. Okay, that was a lot of voices at once. Are you two related? You would look like you have similar glasses. What the heck? Okay. Matt Hugo seems to be embroiled in an interesting discussion. Craig looks on, smiling politely. I walk over to say hello. I don't have enough voices. I only got 2 voices, guys, and I've used them several times. Well, I don't think it's fair to try and compare 2 art movements like that. Periods in art only exist because they're union products of the social and oh my god. Okay, brain. If you could get the word from you to my mouth, I would very much appreciate it. Political climate of a time and place, and to try to take something like, say, the Rococo period and compare it to post. This is why I don't like reading out loud. I suck at it. Postmodernism in America. You're completely disregarding the context in which a work of art is created. Matt and Hugo seem to be so busy talking that they don't notice me. Craig looks in. Dude, have you any idea what's happening? I have no idea what's happening. Talk to Craig. Yes, no more big words, please. I turn my attention to Craig, who seems a little more attentive to my existence. How's restraint training going the other day? Great, little River here is great cheerleader, ain't you, tiny bro? Craig grabs River's arms and waves him around. You can do it, Daddy. I'm so proud of you. I'm sorry for pooping on you. She must be a handful at that age. Oh, they always are. But so worth it. Craig grabs River's arms again and waves him around. I'm sorry for throwing up on you, Daddy. How you settling in? It's almost done. The new place is perfect. I never get too comfortable. This one's kind of true because I like moving around a lot. But at the same time, I try to make my house a house while I live in it. So the new place is perfect. It's really cozy and the neighborhood is beautiful. I'm so glad we moved here. And I'm even more glad that we're right next to my old best friend. Craig gives me a playful punch on the shoulder. Ow! I remember that hurting less in the past. Sorry, I've been doing some push-ups and stuff. Beaver, how are you liking the neighborhood? It's nice. It's pretty nice. Everyone's been super friendly.
Hey.
Seems like your daughter's fitting in just fine. Matt points across the yard to where Amanda, Daisy, and another young girl are playing. They're all sitting cross-legged in the grass, picking weeds and waving them into little flower crowns. It's pretty adorable. The girl I don't recognize jogs over to us. What is it, sweetheart? It's a flower crown. I thought you looked cute in it. Well, there's only one way to find out. Matt takes the flower crown and places it on top of his head.
Oh.
Oh, that actually shows it. That's so cool. Am I cool now? The girl stares at him, thinking it over. No. But you're slightly less uncool than you were before you put it on.
Hey, dude.
Hey, Beaver, this is my daughter. Hello. I'm Carmenista? Amanda comes over with Daisy in tow. Dad, look, I'm making friends. Are you making friends? You better be making friends. Yeah, actually, Amanda, you remember that cool barista from the coffee shop and my old college friend and, your teacher?
Huh?
Oh, hi, Mr. Vega. I didn't realize you were in the neighborhood. Yep. You still gonna get me that overdue term paper?
Aw.
Great seeing ya. Amanda fingers her way out of the conversation like a champ. That's my girl. She learned the finger gun move from me. I'm very proud. She's definitely a charmer. Speaking of which, where did my son go?
Sweet Manchego.
Sweet Manchego! What does that even mean? Hugo looks around the party. He must finally spot him because his eyes go wide.
Sweet Manchego.
Ernest Hemingway Vega. Are you smoking? Ernest is holding a lit cigarette. Nope. I see Ernest across the way. He casually takes a long drag of cigarette and then flicks it into the gutter. Unbelievable. Excuse me. Hugo marches over to Eris and I turn my attention to Matt and Craig. Kids, right?
Oh.
Man, I don't envy Hugo. The last barbecue we had, Ernest tried to shove a sprinkler down Joseph's pants. Nearly burned down half the yard. And the barbecue we had for that, he actually burned down half the yard. Wow, seriously? And it spread into my yard and burned down half my yard too. Hugo walks back over to us, practically dragging Ernest behind him.
Oh.
Hey, everyone, sorry about that. Beaver, this is my son, Ernest. Hello? Ernest looks away, sulking, his hands shoved deep into his pockets. Hugo nudges him impatiently. Hey. Nice to meet you, Ernest. What grade you in? Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Ernest! Okay, I'm in the 8th grade. God, are you happy now? I'm sure you were just dying to know. Yeah. Good for you. Can I go now? I'm tired of talking to old dudes who blame my generation for the failing economy. Ouch. Ernest! Oh, yeah, because I'm totally embarrassing you. Ernest puts earbuds in and storms off to stand in the corner. Well, that was certainly something. He seems nice. Hugo puts his head in his hands and sighs. I'm so sorry. He's having a really rough time. As much as I want to be the cool dad, I have to be the authority dad, and he clearly resents me for it. I mean, I think as a dad and a teacher, it's about as authoritative as you can get. Honestly, are any of us cool dads? Is it even possible to be a cool dad? What? I'm cool as a cucumber. See? That right there. You can't say that. My kids think I'm cool. But for how long, Craig? How long do we get to be the cool dads? Don't know.
Yeah, sounds great.
I think we just have to accept the fact that as dads, we become the machines we once raged against and accept our fate to the unironly wear socks with sandals. Your kids may think you're cool now, but the moment they hit puberty, you're doomed. Amy's 18 and she still thinks I'm cool. I yell across the yard to my daughter. Amanda, am I cool, right? Amanda just laughs. She keeps laughing. I see your point.
Um.
As much as we want we all want it. I don't think it's important to be cool dads as it is to be good dads. We can't all be best friends with our kids. It just doesn't work. I mean, look at me and Ernest. Our jobs as parents is to make sure our kids turn out okay. Yeah, you're right, but it'd be nice to have both ways. Hearing these guys talk about this makes me think of my relationship with Amanda. We get along so well, but there might come a time when it can't be like that. It's college when that happens. Don't let us eat up your time, bro. Go meet Beaver. I don't know. I thought Maddie was talking. Go meet some of the other people around the neighborhood. Alright, on to my two favorite of... What the hell? Cool, okay. I glanced across the yard and noticed Robert and Ben chatting over drinks. Man, I don't think I want to deal with being wound up by... Why am I calling him Ben? It's Brian right now, but I guess I could live with learning more about Robert. Oh no, they caught me staring. Oh no, Brian's waving me over. Shoot. I flash him a smile and walk over to them. Hey, guys. Beaver, how the heck are you? Settling into the neighborhood all right? Oh, you betcha. Got a living room in order at least. That's great to hear. Been doing some living room work as well. Finally got 50s in there. Oh, a 50-inch in there. The game looks great in high def. Oh, boy. Have you met Robert yet? Yeah, we met. Robert guides me over his whiskey. Good seeing you again. We were just talking about the most recent camping trip. Spent a night out in the woods with Daisy and Maxwell. She's definitely an outdoorsy one. Even caught her first fish. Oh my god. It's good to see you talking to your daughter out like that. I bet she loved it. And it's great that she loves the outdoors. Mine loves being inside. Brian raises his eyebrows at me. Being inside, making art. She won a local competition for art. Yep. Dad put it on too strongly. Robert stares at me blankly for a sec. Anyway. Really? I haven't gone camping in years. Not since the last time. Same here. Well, things change once you have Wait, what happened the last time? Robert takes a long swig. Well, old Johnny Boy and me were out in the back country. Johnny Boy's a strong kid. Met in Army days. Came from Kansas. They built them much tougher out there. Anyway, things go south pretty quick. Johnny Boy breaks his ankle when the rope's bridge snaps. You can see the bone popping out through the skin. Johnny Boy screaming now, crying for his mama, losing blood. We're 2 days out from the next living soul, and here I am with my dear friend bleeding out in front of me. I was able to dress the room, but now I got firemen carry a 6 foot, 180 pound man over some of the toughest terrain I ever been in. Won't lie to you, there were moments during those 2 days when I thought about leaving old Johnny Boy. But you build a bond with your brothers in arms, and that bond never breaks. Got that boy back to civilization, but I lost so many out there. I guess that's camping for you. Brian and I stare at disbelief. Robert takes another long sip of whiskey. Man, just kidding. My friend John and I went inner tubing down a river, and he just lost a flip-flop. Miss that kid. Brian and I laugh nervously. Or am I kidding? Brian and I tense up again. I'm kidding. Pew. Amanda and Daisy barrel up to us laughing. Daisy's holding a paper plate in front of her like a steering wheel. We gotta get out this haunted truck! Oh no, the ghost locked the doors! Quick, hit the emergency escape button! But trucks don't have emergency escape buttons. Then hit the brake, I guess, then we'll get out of the truck. The imaginary truck. Anyway, we're safe from the ghosts. But how will we ever survive this Arctic tundra? Daisy, you might have to eat me. Are you prepared to do that? I'm prepared to do anything to survive. That's cold-blooded. I like that. Although, I'm not sure I have the materials required to properly cook you. You know, that reminds me of the last time I went skiing. Robert! Wait a sec. Are you guys playing long-haul ice road paranormal ghost truckers? Yeah! Man, I love that show. It's the best, especially their episodes where Carl hides Fly's keys and Fly retaliates by breaking an ancient cursed urn and sending the spirits after him. Yeah, it's such a quality reality TV show. I don't watch a whole lot of television, but I do enjoy that show. That and more documentaries. Alright, Daisy, we have to find a couple bugs. They're gonna make a great meal. Lots of protein. Gotta keep us from starving out here in this harsh ice wasteland. There's a whole table of food over. Daisy, it's a game. We're playing pretend. It's what kids do. Live a little. Amanda gives out a handful of gummy worms from the snack table. They eat them with much disgust. Let's go find killing for fire. Okay. But not natural fire. I was about to say, I hope you don't actually light a fire. Because we're playing pretend? Now you're getting it. Daisy and Amanda run off. What a couple of cute kids. Man, I've never seen her get along with anyone so quickly. I guess Amanda just sort of has that way with kids. That's kind of amazing. Daisy really doesn't get along with her kids her age. Miss Sense knows he's not trying to one-up me this time. Maybe we can have a regular friendship after all. Really? She just kind of keeps to herself. Her teachers say she spends every recess in the library. I think the other kids are intimidated by her intelligence. Or they just bully her relentlessly. There it is. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Amanda was shy at Daisy's age too. She used to have a bit of a... she used to have a habit of crawling under the tables and crying every time we took her to a restaurant. She bit people too. Oh, kids, right? Gotta love them. You're required to by law. I heard that. Well, since we're getting along, so maybe we should try to put together a little play date for them. They do seem to get along real well, but the thought of continually hearing all about Brian's accomplishments is rough. Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Got something, fellas. What I don't know what that sentence was. And without further ado, let's work some magic. Josh closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and gets to work. With the greatest of ease, he sets patties on the grill, flourishing as he flips his spatula in the air. It's easily some of the best grill work I've ever seen. You guys think this is my first time in front of a grill? He's working fast now, absolutely tossing cheese onto the patties and perfectly grilling onions on the side. One after the other, dads take notice and crowd around Josh to admire his masterful technique. You probably don't know this, Beaver, but Josh is known around here for his grillsmanship. He's ungrillable.
Dude!
I've tried to get on his level, but I just can't catch up. Are you making burger jokes, puns now? Let us keep studying. He's a rare quality about him. Must we keep talking about this? Can't we just appreciate the artist? I've never seen him make a mistake.
Hey!
Okay, we need to stop this. It's getting too cheesy. Please stop. While children at the party boo the jurors display of puns in unison. Did you say wink? Alright guys, the food's ready. Please form an orderly barbecue. Amanda grows. We all grab our food and hang out. Enjoy the perfectly cooked cheeseburgers. Hey? Man, it's so wild having all of us dads live in the same cul-de-sac. Kinda nice, ain't it? It feels like there's a real community here. Totally helps when you're just a single dad trying to raise a kid. Yeah, what happened to all the moms or the other husbands or couple things? We're happy to have you here, man. I think you're gonna like this neighborhood a lot. Plus, Amanda seems to be getting along with all the other kids. If she decides to get into the babysitting game, she'll really make a killing. Hey, why don't you add us all on Dad Book? Yeah, it's a great social network for dads to keep in touch with each other. We're all on it, so if you ever need to reach out to anyone, there's a simple way to do it. Sorry, I'm just an old-fashioned dad. Social media goes way over my head sometimes. Don't worry, Pops. I'll help you figure it out. The rest of the barbecue goes smoothly. We all trade secrets and drink beer as our kids play in the yard. Amanda breaks a fight between Carmenesta and those weird twins. I think they want her soul. You know what? That would not surprise me. Welcome to the neighborhood. Amanda and I walk back to our place. The sun sets over the neighborhood. Pretty fun party, don't you think? I mean, I got a burger in me. I felt like I was at a networking event. I wish I could have been playing Paranormal Ice Road Truckers. You and Daisy seemed like you were having a way better time than I was.
Yeah!
Because we were. Well, hey, at least you met some other cool dads. Should hit them up on Dad Book. Maybe I will, if I ever figure out how social media works. I have a good feeling about this place. Me too, Dad. Aww, I have a good feeling about this place. Amanda and I arrive home with the remnants of our veggie plate. Seems like nobody was really into cauliflower. Any big plans for this evening? Actually, yeah, I'm going out with some friends. Oh? Is that okay? Of course, just keep me posted and be home before midnight. You got it. And be careful. I will. Make good choices. Of course. And call me if you need anything. Dad, you're not gonna do the thing where you wait silently for me to come home in the living room with all the lights off, are you? What? No, I would never do that. I will never do that. Okay, do you have plans tonight? My plans are kind of to eat ice cream and watch TV with Amanda, but I'll find something to do. I'm gonna work on some stuff, see how long I can sleep for, throw a party. I work on some stuff. You know, dad stuff. I'm just gonna relax tonight, have fun, okay? Great, see you later. I watch Amanda drive off into the night. I really do hope she has fun. I pop down in front of the TV and turn on some Wine and Dine Mastermind with celebrity chef Galvin Chapman. Looks like Galvin's making a roasted wreck of lamb with rosemary mashed potatoes. I love to be able to cook like that, although I think if I was actually good at cooking, I'd use my powers for evil. Like, just make baked Alaska all day instead of any food a real nutritious substance. Man, Gavin Chapman just caught that thing on fire, but he meant to do it. What a professional. I lost track of time as I blazed through the several episodes of Wine and Dine Mastermind. Also, one episode of a cooking show called Meat Hell. I'm not even sure what that one was about. It's just a lot of yelling. I glance at my watch. Man, it's almost midnight. I should check in with Amanda. I send a text. Hey, kiddo, you good? I wander to the kitchen as I wait for a reply. And Amanda's phone is almost always in her head, so I'm sure she'll respond soon, unless she's driving home now, in which case I hope she doesn't respond as soon, because I definitely taught her better than text and drive. I reach into the freezer and grab an ice cream sandwich. It's a little late for this, but I think I earned it after a long day of socializing. I check my watch again, and then my phone. Nothing yet. Okay, see, now I'm worried. Do I call her? Do I call the cops? No, it's too soon for that. I'll just have to send her a gentle reminder text. What's up? Half an hour passes. Now I'm really worried. The episode of Galvin Chapman's Meat Hell are not only not associating my insanity, but possibly exterminating it with all the yelling. So I keep pacing around the house, waiting for her to come back. Why didn't I find out where she was going? Who was she even with? Why didn't I know any of her friends' phone numbers? Why don't I even know any of her friends' full names? Who is Emma P? I decided to send her another text. Amanda, please text me and let me know you're okay. I can't help but think all the awful things that could have happened to her. Oh, thank God, it's her. Amanda opens the door and shuffles in. Finally, she's back home. I'm glad she's okay. What's up? Really? Sweetie, thank God yourself. Yep. But now I know she's okay. I'm really mad. Why didn't she answer my text? Amanda pulls her phone out of her pocket. Oh, whoops, guess I didn't see those. That's not the right thing to say. She starts to walk to her room. Amanda Ann! Whoa, we're pulling out the middle name now? Amanda, you can't come home an hour and a half after your curfew and don't respond to any of my texts. You really freaked me out. I was about to call the cops. Dad, you're seriously overreacting. You're not going to be like this when I go off to school, are you? I was scared. You weren't responding, and it's just like when you're dead. I had to stop myself from tearing up. Oh, Dad, I didn't mean to. I sit down on the couch and put my hands in my head. I feel very tired all of a sudden. You really scared me. Just, please don't do that again. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed now. Amanda closes the door to her bedroom and I head to mine. Jeez. As I'm pulling this out, one thing she says kept echoing in my mind. You're not gonna be like this when I go off to school, are you? Alright. I was waiting to see if there's like a really good stopping point. I don't think there's going to be, so I'm gonna end this episode here. And we will catch up with these guys later. I hope y'all enjoy my horrible, horrible voices. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you warriors later.